And a huge shout out to AC Infinity for sponsoring today's video. If you're looking for some high-tech quality equipment for your tent, check out ACinfinity.com. Whether it's their clip-on fans, the Gen 2s, their air circulation systems, or their lights, check them out at ACinfinity.com. Use promo code PIGEONS420. You're going to save a few dollars off at checkout. You're going to help support the show, and you're going to get yourself some quality equipment. Also, a huge shout out to Seedsman. If you're looking for some quality genetics from a quality place, check out Seedsman. Use promo code PIGEONS420. They're working with some of the best breeders in the game to hook you up with quality genetics. Check them out. Use promo code PIGEONS420 and thank them both for sponsoring today's video.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time! Introducing... It's me, guys. It's me, Pigeons. Let's go. Welcome back. Hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are warm. Kicking it fly today, baby. Welcome to Tea with P, where the T is beer, the P is me. You are here, and we are together to sip some tea and enjoy our Wednesday evenings together. Before we get too far, huge shout out to the band, baby. Doing they thing out there, man. Way to go, guys. Huge shout out, Ralph. Way to keep it going this week. Not a boy. Huge shout out to Mrs. P. Hey, there's Mrs. P doing her thing out there. Radiohead, Mrs. P. Thank you, and thank you for being here, guys. Welcome in. I hope you guys are well and warm, as I mentioned. Kicking it fly on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday. What's that, Joe? Yeah, you can kill the music. Yep, yeah, that's fine. Guys, welcome in. Thank you guys so much for being here. This is Tea with P. Every Wednesday evening, 9 p.m. Central. We're going to talk about all things nudes, culture, science, health, you name it. There is nothing off the table. And let me tell you, we've got a juicy one in store for you today, guys. So I can't wait to dive into it. It seems that there's so much going on. But I want to get into this first by talking to you guys. Good to see everybody in the chat pulling up. These aren't pre-recorded. Good to see you, Mama Kush, Okie, Reg, Juddy, Joey, Willow. What's up, David Baker? You in the house. Tazarello, good to see you too, friend. PD Riot, good to see you. We got a show in store for you, Riot. Let me tell you what. Ruse, Goofy Growing, good to see you, man. Mr. Ganix, good looking son of a gun. Good to see you too. Huge shout out to the whole HGTC crowd. I know Bunny's probably out there somewhere too. I think I saw her out there, but she's out there. Great to see everybody for pulling up. Thank you guys. Garden of Weeds, what's up? This cat grows. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Fantastic. Cats in the garden. Let's go. Ben Mason in the house. John's Nugs. Hello, John's Nugs. Grandpa Grows. Hello. Mama Kush is here in the house. Good to see you guys. EE, what's up? Guys, great show in store for you this evening. Seems like 2024 is exposing quite a bit. We're going to dive into that. Not the best year for grow lights. Got companies that seem to appear like they're going out of business. Going to be talking about that too, guys. We're going to be memeing the weed. We've also got an incredible guest at the top of the hour as well. Yeah, my favorite, It's Liger, or Liger 420, is going to be joining us at the top of the hour to sit down, hash out all things nudes, culture, science, health, drama, love, life, and all. Nothing's off the table here, and I can't wait to do that. So a huge shout out to Liger. It seems like him and I have been working at the same pace today. Crazy nudes drop in throughout the day, and it was just it felt like just a can of worms to try to get behind it and kind of see where this whole thing started. There's a lot going on in the community, and we're going to talk about it. But before I do, I'm going to have a sip of this. I'm going to smoke a little of that. We're going to cough and cry a little, and then we're going to get into it, baby. Then we're going to get into it. It's great to see you guys always. Huge shout out to my patrons, guys. Huge shout out to my patrons. Thank you guys for all the love and support. I appreciate you. I see you down there, Waynard, Big Sexy. I see you. Skizzy. Thank you guys for supporting the show. If you guys would like to support the show and get a ton of huge benefits, go to patreon.com/pigeons420. As of now, we're actually hosting grow classes. Everything you need to know to grow some great dank at home for $25 a month for a 6-month course. I think you guys are going to really like it. It's going to kind of guide you through one-on-one how to grow some crazy dank, regardless of where you are on the planet. I'm going to try to make it happen. If you're not up for that, we're going to be doing that free as well. We're putting out a grow series. We have a grow series on the go over on YouTube. And if you haven't checked that out already, well, this is YouTube. You'll go and check it out. It's on the main video. Those videos drop in Friday. But if you guys saw last week, I put up my garden. And boy, let me tell you, it was beautiful. Both tents, the propagation tent, everything's in mains is in a hard swing, and it feels fantastic. So, without further ado, I got a little bit of donkey butter here that I'm going to dive into, and oh, it's a good one. Giving me some good, strong, earthy, kind of spicy vibes. Absolutely love it. Mrs. P, how you doing?
Not bad. I can smell that from over here.
Can smell it from over there. That's what I like to hear. That's fantastic.
I don't know if it was when you opened the bag or when you opened the grinder.
I think it was once I opened the grinder.
Oh,
yeah.
good.
It was. Yeah, it's a stanky one. It's really nice. Also, apologize for being a couple minutes late, Mrs. P. We had some technical difficulties, of course, right before the show started. But we figured it out. New computer on the way.
On the way, thank goodness.
Hopefully it'll be here before the next show. So we shall see.
It won't. We know it won't. Because that never works out.
Some soar with the eagles, others get high with the pigeons. Ladies and gentlemen, that hoot was for you. And without further ado, I just want to jump straight into the nudes because we've got so much to cover. So, nudes?
Canna News. All things culture, science, and health. Your one-stop shop for all things Canna News.
Well, don't we have a crazy one for you guys? If this is the first time you've been here, this is T with P. We talk about everything. Nudes, culture, science, health, you name it. There's nothing off the table because I feel like our community has been and is in need of good quality drama / nudes coverage, whether it's through science, health, or otherwise. And I want to provide that whole. And actually, there's many more creators that have been doing the same thing, including tonight's guest, Liger420. I'm a huge fan of his content, and he covers things just like this. Earlier this afternoon, you can follow me as well over on X. I'll throw that down there. So if you guys are interested, follow me at Pigeons420. That's where I kind of stay in touch with most things nudes. So crazy one hits the brick today. I was surfing over on X, and it turns out that wow, 2024 has really started to expose some real problems in our industry. At about, oh gosh, it was like 2 o'clock this afternoon for me, I stumbled on a tweet by Eric Kahn that stated that he had found a story related to Andrew Maguire Brown, who is the owner of, or I guess the host of X profiles and Twitter accounts, Positive Vibes and Positively Vibes. Huge Twitter account. But more importantly, he also has association with a content creator who he was partnered with, Mateus710. If you guys remember, in about, say, early or to late 2000s, and then like the 2000 or late 2010s, in like the 2017, 18, 19 era, what Dabs taking fat rips was kind of the creme de la creme of content. Mateus710 was one of those creators. He also partnered up with Andrew Brown in some business happenings. Well, it turns out that this Andrew Brown is a fucking creep. This guy's got some pretty heinous allegations, or at least charges, he's facing. There are, I honestly, quite frankly, for the sake of my own channel and for the sake of the things that come out of my mouth, I don't even want to go over the things that he's being accused of. However, it has to do with the abuse, the SA of children. In fact, his own sibling. It's gross, it's nasty, and it's being exposed as of recent. Well, in retaliation, it turns out that either Andrew Brown or somebody from his team wanted to retaliate against Mateus. And in Mateus's own words, they released Mateus's criminal record, which, according to his own testimony and says on the record, he also has communications with a minor on his criminal record. Now, as a matter of fact, he responds to these allegations, at first allegations, on a Patreon post behind a paywall, or at least he announces it to his paid subscribers first. And we have that video if we want to throw that up.
Do you want full screen?
Yeah, we can go full screen, and I'll dive into it after.
Quietly bow out. Hey patrons, I am sure this video is going to come as some of a shock to some of you, but the past week has been pretty rough.
Yeah.
We learned about a business partner that we had who had committed some serious crimes, and in lieu of that, they dug up my criminal past to try and take me down with them. Now, I'm not going to try and run from this. When I was 18 years old, I sent a picture that I should not have to a girl. I got in trouble for it, I did my time, and I thought it was over with. But I think in the back of my head, I've known that I've been running from this, and I'd have to be right here one day.
To be fair, none of us are saints. I've been to juvie, and his case was 12 years ago. So if you can find it in your hearts to understand and forgive.
I'm sure many of you won't. And I'm sure many of you will see me differently for the rest of your life, and that is totally fine. You are 100% entitled to that opinion. I just hope that some of you can remember that I tried to be a good person for as long as possible. I tried to make good videos to make people laugh, to help people out. And this will probably be the end of my Instagram and YouTube. I'm not sure about Patreon. We may continue to post videos up there just into the future, but I'm going to go over to Instagram. I don't want to take any of the friends down that I've made over the years, and I'm just going to say, yes, I had a charge when I was 18. I fucked up, and you guys are right. I'm going to quietly bow out of the community, at least for the time being.
So it seems immediately after, or not immediately after, there was some time after he made this post, there was backlash that he made a statement behind a paywall and then followed it up with this statement. And I'll play both of them back to back before I say anything. Oh, it'll probably kick us out. Come back to me while that loads. Or you can put it on both screens, yeah, whichever. It might be because it's full screen. If not, refresh that page. I want to play both of these statements back to back before I give my own opinion, because I want full context. I didn't realize my phone was sitting right in my... I want full context before I state anything. So I think we've got that video ready.
Hey everyone, there's obviously on the internet that I need to address, and I'm going to do that by being 100% honest, truthful, and by holding myself accountable with all of you. When we recently learned that one of our ex-business partners and associates had been charged with some pretty horrific things, I chose not to stand with them. And in retaliation to that, they decided the best course of action would be to try and take me down with them. And they did this by posting my criminal record on the internet. So I'm here to say that yes, I 100% have a criminal record. I have drug charges, I have a felony for forgery, and when I was 18 I got a misdemeanor for sending a picture to a girl. Her mom found out, I got in trouble, I dealt with it. Since then I have tried to make myself a better person and a functioning member of society.
Yeah.
I know there's going to be a lot of opinion change, and each and every one of you has that right, and I don't blame you in the slightest. What I don't want is any of the amazing people that I've gotten to work with over the past 10 years to be drawn into this. I am going to be taking a step back from social media and doing what everybody's been telling me for 10 years, to go get a fucking real job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna carry on. I love and support him no matter what. He's a good person. You know him, you know he's a good person. And we all have a past that we're not proud of.
I hope some of you can remember the me that tried to be a good person and tried to make videos to make people happy, to get people out of dark places. And for those of you who don't, again, I respect you.
Yeah.
And just thank you to everybody for everything.
Thank you.
Woof. I gotta be honest with you. That's a lot. That's a lot to take in. I was never a huge fan of his content, so I can't really get a full judge of character from this individual, from Mateus, if you will. The age of the girl is kind of unknown at this time. There is another statement by, so I forget her name. She has information about this that says that the age is anywhere between 14 and 16 years old. Play that, please, so that nothing's taken out of context for me.
And I can attest that the girl is not younger than 13. I fucking hope it's not, but I fucking, if my memory serves me correctly, I think it was 14. Again, I never saw any fucking paperwork.
So that's Kitty Cates, and Kitty Cates 710. Clearly with some kind of information to the case or to the incident, but doesn't know if the child was under 13. I'm not even sure if it was her or not. I'll be totally honest. But with that aside, I'll be straight. Let's assume she was 16. Let's go to the full age of this, and how inappropriate this is. I don't know the full facts to the case, but the fact that he was found guilty and charged and sentenced for communication with a minor is very disturbing. What I find almost as disturbing is the fact that his girlfriend or his wife is sitting there beside him in full support, just smiling. Yeah. Uh-huh. He's a good man. And it's like, we've all been bad. She's like, I've been to juvie. We're not talking about going to juvie for just some petty theft. We're talking about chatting and sharing pictures with a minor as an adult. That is seriously wrong. That's seriously inappropriate. And I think it's just, I think it's kind of crazy to me how okay they're both about this. The video that they put out, it's just off-putting. I don't get any sense of remorse. I don't get any kind of sense of like sympathy, or it just seems like it's like a publicity stunt, like they're robots. We are sorry for doing insert bad thing here. I am sorry, and I won't do it again. I am a good man. It's a horrible excuse for an apology. I think it's disgusting, and it just goes again to show that there are so many just bad actors hidden throughout not just our industry, but the world. And if there's any lesson here to learn, parents, protect your damn kids. It's okay to have questions. It's okay to go through their phone. It's okay to be a helicopter parent. It's okay to be involved with your children, but understand who your children are talking to. Be weary of everyone. You don't have to treat everyone as if they're a criminal, but I'm talking to the dads out there. You know what I'm talking about. You just can't trust anyone, man. That's really the moral of this story. And I just think it's crazy that he's, quote unquote, just going to bow out of the community. No, motherfucker, I hope you run. Okay? Run out of the community. Because these are some heinous allegations. Not allegations. They're not even allegations. These are charges. These are charges. And I'm not going to play the game. Oh, but it's only 2 years. It's only a year. We have very well-established laws in our country for a reason. And at 18 years old, you should be very well-versed in the trouble that you could get in based on the relationship you have with somebody at that time. All the 18-year-olds out there that have a girlfriend that's 16 or 17 years old, it's worth waiting. If you love her that much, just wait, man. If I'm not trying to condone anything here, man. All I'm just trying to say is abide by the law. Don't take advantage of children. And as a man, you got to understand that you can't send pictures to children. That's kind of a no-brainer to me. That's my opinion. I ask you what you guys think of this, but it's just another example of it's crazy what the face you get in front of the camera versus the dangers that lurk behind the camera. So that's my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. You might not like it. Whenever we do stories like this, and we've done some in the past, believe me, there's always these sympathizers. There's always these people that are like, oh yeah, well, insert excuse here. That shit scares the shit out of me, man. Like, if your principles are that murky, I would hate to see where else your principles lie. The sympathizers for people that commit this shit, I don't know what's worse, to be honest. The people that commit it or the people that think it's okay. Because there's a reason again, I'm trying not to get canceled, but I think that there's a reason that right now in today's day and age, this is so accepted is not the right word, but proliferate. It's everywhere. These predators lurk everywhere. And it's almost as if like they've been given a green light somehow. It's scary, it's dangerous, and fathers, watch your children. That's my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. I'm curious where you guys lay on this, though. With everything that he did, he came forward. What did you think about the apology? Okay, the apology. What did you think about that? Versus, what do you think the repercussions should be? That's my opinion. If you guys want to at me, at Pigeons420 over on X, please feel free. I'd love to have a conversation, an honest conversation. You don't have to call me names, okay? I like gaming in the middle of a Wednesday afternoon. I don't need to be called a child for it. But we can have an open and honest conversation, okay? So that's baffling to me, the kind of tea that we've got this evening. But I'm not going to be afraid to have this conversation. So if there's anything that's a story that's pressing to you, I want to hear about it. It is quite difficult sometimes to read the chat because, I'm not really sure sometimes if maybe you guys are ganging up on me. I'm not 100%. But I seriously want to hear from you. Remember, I live in a bubble and your opinion is important to me. So let's talk about these things. Guys, let's move on. In other nudes, looks like Chilltech LED might be in some hot water. How is that? Well, I had a source close to me attempt to open up the website, tried to visit, and we got a 404 error message as Mrs. P's trying to find. And she'll find it, no worries. It's there, take my word for it, that's what it looks like. You get a 404 message when you open up the website. And as someone who tried opening up the 420 magazine website, or sorry, the High Times magazine website not 2-3 months ago and realized, shit, it's down. What's going on? First thing I was thinking is, are they having troubles? Are they having troubles? Well, as it turns out, Chiltech LED might be done, guys. Might be done. There's an article that there was an article from their website from 2013. Not this one, but this one? Yes, the Mouse 5. If you can supersize that one for me. Yeah, full screen. They parted ways with GrowMouse, and for those of you that didn't know, GrowMouse and Chiltech LED were working together before 2019. And using the Wayback Machine, popular website to check out websites from the past, they had on their website in 2019, I believe, that Mouse has left the house. Where is GrowMouse? Over the last 2 years, the partnership of Chilled LED and GrowMouse has been essential in helping Chilled LED becoming the trusted and well-established company that it is today. Our relationship has led to great production and innovations that will always be benchmarks in our history. Those contributions have been invaluable and will forever influence our beliefs and the vision we have as a company. But as life tends to point out, change is only a constant as everyone has their own path to follow. On December 1st, 2019, Chill LED tech partnership with GrowMouse officially came to an end as a result of his equity stake being sold back to the company. GrowMouse and his logo will no longer be associated with Chiltech LED brand or any of our future products. Any products received in the future will still display his logo. That display his logo will have been from production runs prior to December 1st, 2019. And they go ahead. So moving forward, looking ahead, the future has never looked brighter. Our business will continue to produce the same high quality products that we always have been known for, with the release of our GrowCraft platform. Hard to read there. On the horizon, and with a bigger staff than we've ever had. 2020 will bring tremendous growth for Chill LED, along with a lot more content on all of our social media websites and YouTube channel. We have some incredibly innovative products in the pipeline that might just break the internet. And so they continue, but for the sake of conversation, that's where I'll end it. Then trying to figure out what happened, I started to look through, and shout out to my sources that provided me with this information. If you check on their Facebook account, they haven't made a post since like December, in 23 weeks or something. When was their last post, babe?
December of 2023.
December of 2023. And unfortunately, if you go under that GrowCraft 2024, the comments are not friendly. A lot of these comments are very, very disgruntled customers who are looking for some sort of answers to their warranty, and it doesn't look like they're getting answered at all. One of them says, "Did you guys go out of business?"
Only one that I'm allowed to see.
Oh, and other ones are asking if, or mention, they've got pictures of comments with their staff. I think it's that one right there, actually, showing that they haven't had conversation with anyone.
Oh yeah, there we go.
So yeah, there's a few of them right there. So if you look at their Instagram, which I don't think I have pulled up, or maybe I do, yeah. Again, haven't made a post in 38 weeks, and the comments are not happy. In fact, you can't even look at the comments.
The comments are shut off.
The comments are shut off. So it unfortunately doesn't seem bright at all for Chiltech and crew. I want to be very clear that I have worked with Chill LED in the past, as from the stash. I actually believed in Chiltec and LED, or Chiltec LED. You know, being an American-made product, I understand I'm Canadian. I don't really need that pointed out in the comment section. As being an American-made product, it's something that I wanted to stand behind. Seeing LEDs made in America, primarily, or at the very least assembled in America, was something that, you know, I knew was going to be difficult to continue, but I love to see that it was getting done. And so I have worked with them in the past, but unfortunately, and a huge shout out to the team, you know, Austin and the team over there, great guys, doing wonderful things. The reality is trying to construct a product in America that's being outsourced to Asia is very, very difficult. Asia can compete in ways that simply America can't, and people are not really relying or willing to go to the product if it doesn't compare or compete in the same way as the other competitors. In fact, they actually had one of their competitions, unnamed competition, grab a product of theirs and do independent testing, and it turned out that their efficacy rates weren't necessarily as they were stated. Now, of course, that was a competitor, and you can take it for what it's worth, but it doesn't look bright for Chiltec LED. But I sure wish the best for the team over there. I hope that they can find greatness in whatever that they pursue, because this time for any company isn't a good time. And, you know, you hate to see anybody go through this kind of stuff. So I wish they have a great team. They're very talented. So I have a feeling that they will find light at the end of some tunnel. But that's the news. That's the facts. Do you have any other information in regards to what's growing on over there? I want to hear about it. You can hit me up over on X at Pigeons420. I see you guys in the comments. What, you're Canadian? Yes, I am Canadian. I want to give a huge shout out to Seedsman. If you're looking for quality genetics and you want one-stop shop for all things genetics from a quality company from great sources, consider using Seedsman. Use promo code PIGEONS420. Huge shout out to our sponsors as well, AC Infinity. Promo code PIGEONS420 if you're using acinfinity.com. And huge shout out to Spider Farmer, man. Spider Farmer's been a sponsor in the house for a very long time. And if you're looking for quality budget LEDs, head over to spider-farmer.com. Use promo code PIGEONS420. And you didn't think I was going to do a shout out without Stash Blend, huh? Shout out to Stash Blend, baby. If you're looking for a one-stop shop, well, a 1-2 shop for premium plant additive, consider Stash Blend. It's a product by me and my homies, Chris, Mr. Grow and Rob from CLTV. Boys are legends. So is the package. If you're considering it, check out stashblend.com, my friends. There's more to the nudes. We got a rapid fire nude section for you here, ladies and gentlemen. You ready? We got a little more. And stay tuned, because we're going to be also talking to Liger420. I think he's the next thing hot in Canna content that's coming up at 10 o'clock, top of the hour. So stay tuned for that. Moving into the next story, ladies and gentlemen, it seems like business is not looking bright for others as well. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending which way you sway, another cannabis retailer tries to save itself, but is it going up in smoke? It seems like Tokyo Smoke is the latest Canadian canna retailer to close some of its locations and seek creditor protection in an unpredictable industry grappling. In protection in an unpredictable industry grappling with too many stores, high overhead costs, and ultra low retail prices. I apologize that I can't read well. One of the earliest brands to form in Ontario after the federal legalization of pot in 2018, Tokyo Smoke shuttering 29 stores and reconstructing its business under the company's Creditor Arrangement Act, it announced Thursday. It will still have 167 locations open across 4 provinces. Quote, it's surprising and it's not surprising at the same time. I think probably people are surprised to see such a prominent name file for creditor protection. Excuse me. Matt Morier, a partner of the chair of the Canna Law Group at Torkin Mains LLP in Toronto, said, wouldn't it be cool if it was Token Mains? That'd be something. No surprise to me. No surprise to me to see Tokyo Smoke going under. Tokyo Smoke has kind of been, how do you say it? Kind of a a roller coaster of an actor in the program, and you know they've squandered opportunity a million times over, and it's no surprise to me that they haven't been able to compete in an industry that's oversaturated, high priced, and quite frankly just garbage. So moving right along, Canna Industry targets luxury consumers with a Fifth Avenue dispensary with a Hamptons presence. This got my attention. I absolutely loved this because I'm all for this. I'm all for this. As long as the weed doesn't have a luxury price, boom, hit me with this. I want an experience like this. Of course, it's going to hit you with a luxury price. I bet you $8s or $150. But cannabis consumption has turned a corner, and now it's on Fifth Avenue. Fifth Avenue. Isn't that a Mac Miller song? Got a party on Fifth shoppers walking around the iconic New York stretch of retailers can pick up jewels from Cartier's. Cartier, yeah. See, I'm so bougie. And new threads from Saks.
Yeah.
As well as pre-rolls, New York state-grown marijuana joints from a dispensary. I'm glad they had to break that down to what a pre-roll was. In the 3.5 years since New York State legalized adult use licensed canna sales have taken off, topping 100 million last year. Do you deal with potholes? Why in New York? That's what I want to know. And now, legal avenues for canna consumption are gaining traction in the luxury market. Yeah, hit me up. Love that. Love that. One thing I want to ask you guys, would you participate? Would you participate in a luxury brand? Mrs. P, what do you think?
Dude, look at the store.
Stunning.
I
but
would just go.
That's what you're paying for.
I would feel like we were remember when we went to the Gucci store in Vegas, and I said that we felt so out of place, and they knew that we didn't belong there.
Babe,
That's how I would feel here.
We have everything we own is Gucci. We were not out of place. Stop that now. We go to Gucci all the time.
No, they knew.
We go to Gucci for supper.
They looked at us like they knew we didn't belong. I would feel that way at this place from the looks of it. Like, it looks
good. I want to feel that way.
bougie.
I want to feel that way. That's fantastic. What do you think? Would you give it a shot? Huh? Would you give it a shot?
I would, 100%.
Here's a question that I really want to get from you guys. Do you think it's important that moldy product and the company that produces it be publicly known? That's a question that Connecticut is trying to solve right now. Cannabis, mold, and fungus test results in Kentucky, or is it Kentucky? In Connecticut, are not public. Some states show up to 15% failure rate. While Connecticut doesn't reveal failed test results for mold, fungus, and other microbes in samples, states that do are finding some labs have a failure rate of up to 15% in certain cases. Let's break that down. A sample of every canna product legally manufactured in Connecticut is tested for yeast, mold, aspergillus, and other chemicals and microbes. Only those products that adhere to state guidelines make it onto store shelves for sale, and only those tested that demonstrate that adherence are available to the public. That doesn't mean every test falls within state guidelines. However, those samples that fail testing are sent back to the producers for remediation. I'm assuming they either smoke it, they probably don't smoke mold, but they get rid of it, incinerate it. Though there's no way for the public to know how many failed. So the question is, I'm assuming what it's saying is that the fail rates can come in, but the tests are failing, meaning that they're given false positives 15% of the time. The question is, should the public be aware of these issues? My opinion is, yeah, sure yeah, absolutely. If there's a recall of salmonella in chicken or E. coli on whatever, they recall that shit. And they tell me exactly which product they recall. They tell me exactly which company, and they tell me exactly what they're going to do to make it right. Why? Because the public knows. That's why. If the public doesn't know, they don't do shit about it. That's the reality. So it's really more of an accountability thing. And yes, maybe sometime it's a false positive. This is why we have rigorous testing. Hopefully testing more than one product, or getting more than one test. Here's one for you. Now, I'm more so kind of this title got me. I was a little confused. Mrs. P had to break this down for me. I was like, we got a story here about a large woman eating mushrooms and getting bit by a camel. But the reality is that's exactly what happened, okay? So if you guys are familiar with television, which I am not, the 1,000 pounds sister, Amy Stallion, allegedly had mushrooms and cannabis on her when arrested after being bit by a camel. After responding to a call about Amy being bitten by a camel at the Tennessee Safari Park Zoo, police allegedly smelled marijuana coming from the 36-year-old's vehicle before discovering both drugs in plain sight inside. Crockett County Sheriff's Department Public Information Officer Stephen Sutton told the outlet. Authorities allege that Amy, who shares kids, I'm not going to say the kids' names, with husband Michael Alterman, then received on-site medical attention from the animal bite after being taken into custody, where she and Brian remain on a $10,000 bond. Her children were then placed in the care of relatives, according to Sutton. How on earth did she get bitten by a camel? This is what I want to know. And she was on mushrooms, which only explains that there were mushrooms in the car. So I don't understand why she got bitten by a camel. This is the nudes, ladies and gentlemen. I can't make this shit up.
But the mushrooms and she had their kids with them. Don't.
She had their kids with them?
Yeah.
Oh.
It says further down.
Oh. They are pieces of shit?
She got charged with 2 counts of child endangerment. So it's like, don't go to the zoo on mushrooms with your kids.
And attack camels.
And the kids are 4
Leave the camels alone.
4 and 2 years old.
Yeah, it's gross. It's disgusting. That's a piece of shit.
That's not good parenting.
That's a piece of shit.
I want to show the mugshot.
Oh, you want to see the mugshot? Please. Ow! Oh my God!
That's what got me.
We saw it. You had to see it too. In other news, ladies and gentlemen, as I scroll down, Nebraska. Hey, shout out to you guys. You're going to be voting on legalized medical canna in November. That's huge. We love that. So shout out to Nebraskans. Are you in Nebraska and are you going to be voting for legal product? Want to hear from you. I want to know. That's awesome. Shout out to you guys. Here's one Mrs. P found. Thieves crash stolen Hyundai into Fremont cannabis shop despite bollards and gate. See this, guys? So just, I see the concrete barriers in front. Those things won't save like a car even. So a stolen car, this is a Hyundai, small crossover SUV. A stolen car was used to smash into a cannabis store in Seattle on Wednesday morning. Yeah, Fremont, Seattle. I didn't know either. And even extensive security measures undertaken by the owner could not stop the thieves from getting inside. Shortly after 2 a.m., police received a call of a Hyundai SUV stoned hanging out in front of a local dispensary. No, sorry. Plowed the front of a Ruckus Recreational on North 36th Street in Fremont. Officers arrived to find the SUV on the sidewalk and a gaping hole in the storefront. Suspects were already gone. So, moral of the story here is when you're inside getting weed, don't think that those little concrete barriers are going to protect you from a car barreling inside. Be aware of your scenarios at all times, ladies and gentlemen. Stay off your phone when you're in public, okay? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the nudes. And I'm curious what you guys think about it. That's my opinion. We dove into a lot of topics of conversation. Please feel free to insert your opinion anywhere. That's kind of what I do. And feel free to know that I'm open to any and all conversation on anything, whether you agree or disagree. Florida vote for November 3rd. Yes, we covered that on a video that YouTube did not like. YouTube suppressed my video where I highlighted, I don't even want to say his name, I'm going to get censored. Trump made a statement in regards to his support for Amendment 3 in Florida. Covered it. I think it's, my opinion's already been out there in many ways. I think you guys know. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. Let's have fun. Let's raise our families in quality communities. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. No politician at this point has weed on their platter for their thought. The only reason any of them are going to talk about it is because they're pandering for the young vote, okay? And it's a way for both politicians to try to get the university students, to get the new 18, 19-year-olds, to get the young adults that don't participate in the political system. And unfortunately, it works. It works really well. We saw that in Canada. So be very wary of what you're hearing right now, as the election is only a couple months away. It is going to be a crazy couple of months. Remember to love your family, raise your children, take care of your wives, volunteer within your community. Okay, be a source of inspiration and positivity for your children, for your women, because that's really what brings us the most return as a man, as a human. And I think that we will get far more satisfaction out of focusing on those things than focusing on the things that we can't change. Remember that, because as from one person to another, I love humans, I love people, I love you, and I want us to share that same positivity, regardless of our political opinions, regardless of what we think about any of the stories that we shared today. Okay, I know it kind of sounds corny, but it's like this is a free space to share opinion. Okay. Don't be afraid to do it. Believe in people. They'll surprise you. Okay? Guys, let's have a hoot. Okay? We're going to smoke a little bit. And we're going to do this. We're having this hoot for the kids. Yep. We're going to do this hoot for the kids. Okay? Not world peace. Nope. We're doing this for the kids. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's to you guys. Here's to the parents that are raising their kids, not getting high on mushrooms and getting in battles with camels. This one's for you. Okay? All the good people out there. Like I said, the world's full of good people, but guess what? You don't hear from those people. You know why? They're hardworking. They're raising families. They're not focused on screaming at the top of their lungs in the middle of a street. You know? They don't care. They don't care. They're hardworking. So it's like, I believe there's more good people out there. It's just they're quiet. They're keeping to themselves. Cheers, friends. Here's to you. And here's to the kids. Whoo! That's a great rip. That's some donkey butter. Donkey butter. I wish I could give you some information on the breeder. Got it from a friend of mine. But man, that's some quality smoke. I ask you guys, what are you smoking on? And if you put that in the chat, I want you guys to know tonight we're going to be talking in just a couple minutes. We're going to be talking to Liger 420. As I mentioned, I think he's the next thing in the up and coming content of Canna content, because this is exactly what our community has been waiting for a long time. I really do. And I know there's going to be a shift, and we're going to talk about this. There's a slight shift in attitude towards this kind of content, because, you know, like I said, a lot of growers out there don't care. They're growing big plants. They're harvesting great weed. They're raising families. So to hear a bunch of gossip and a bunch of shit that they don't care about, of course they're going to be like, and that's what my comment section is. It's like people that are like, whoa, pigeons, where are you going? What is this? Why? Huh? What? Little resistance. And I get it. But as we start to see these new cats, these talented cats, like Liger 420, Cannabis Express 420, these are guys that are well versed in the community. They've got their finger on the pulse of what's going on. And this is the kind of content that I like. This is the kind of stuff that I love talking about and hearing about, because I know how to grow weed. I know how to grow weed. But now I want to know what's going on with my colleagues and my peers, the community, the space, the culture, everything. And having these kind of guys, and having these guys that are diving into that kind of stuff, I seriously believe is where content is headed, or at least steering towards in the up and coming months and, say, year or so. We're already seeing it. And I've been talking about this kind of content for months and months and months, years if not. So it's great to see it finally happening. So huge shout out to everybody who's doing their thing and putting in that content, man. Putting in that content, because that is huge. Huge shout out to Mrs. P on the back. Before we jump into our chat with Liger, I just want to give a huge shout out to my patrons, guys. Thank you for supporting me. If you would like to see your name on the ticker down here, you can head on over to patreon.com/pigeons420. This is for the inner circle. I appreciate you guys for laying down and showing some love. Check out some tiers. At this moment, we've got some live grow classes that are occurring every 2 weeks. We're going from seed to cure, baby. And we're talking about it all in those grow classes, growing together at the same time. If you're interested in that, total beginner course, something that I think that will be my way of saying thank you and kind of just conveying a laissez-faire, kind of a hands-off approach to growing really good weed. So if you're interested in that, that's patreon.com/pigeons420. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to head on into what I think is going to be an epic conversation. So who's our guest?
What's up?
Hey, buddy. How you doing, man? Can you hear me okay?
You're a little quiet for me, like the mic is really far away.
Said that last time. You know what? I think it's because, you know what? Let me put this right here. Nobody can see this anyway. You'll just be able to hear me. I had this last time. I think it's because Discord's pulling up a separate audio source. So I'm going to unmute this guy.
Yeah,
mute.
It's really quiet for me.
There. Mute.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's good.
Mute. The test.
There.
Perfect. There. You hear me, bud?
You went back to quiet.
Oh, because... Oh, don't server mute me. Just right-click mute me. Yep, there we go. Better?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Yes. How you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. Thanks for all the kind words.
Bro, it's an absolute pleasure, man. I'm a huge fan, and I'm absolutely delighted that you would come and have a conversation with me. So thank you, bro. It's easy to say kind things. I would love for you to let the chat know, let everybody know who are you, and what do you do?
So I go by Liger420 online. My content is structured around the WeedTube space, the WeedTube community. You can find me doing, documentaries, covering stories, covering news, doing tier lists, doing icebergs, all kinds of stuff involving the community.
Bro, I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Your style of the voiceover on your videos where you're just gaming, throwing in your opinion, that is genius to me. That's genius. Yeah. I think that's like Xcode A style of genius. Mm-hmm. Was there any inspiration there?
I did watch Xcode, but it wasn't like my main inspiration when getting into the WeedTube space. When I first started watching like WeedTube content, it was Eric Kahn was first coming up. There was this guy named Indicate. He's not around no more, but he was coming up. Mr. THC was coming up. Dope as Yola was coming up, and those were like that was my generation of content creators in the space. That's why that's what made me want to become a WeedTuber, you could say.
How long have you been going?
Doing content? Yeah. It's coming up to 2 years now.
And have you always done just weed content?
Yeah. I've never like in the past, when you're in high school, you have like a little like gaming YouTube channel you upload your clips to, but besides that, I've never actually like done YouTube besides this.
Man, that's awesome. Bro, that's awesome.
Yeah.
For like when you post a video, you get some pretty incredible views, man.
Yeah, I know, it does really good.
It's clear that the content is accepted. Like people enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, it's drama. Everybody likes. I mean, like, even though it's like kind of bad to say, everybody likes watching drama. It's just kind of how it is. Like, I'm like not like in the space, I like watching drama about other spaces, like the gaming space. Even like not the WeedTube space, but the weed space in general. Just I like watching drama content, so I understand why it does so well.
100%. Yeah, I'm exactly the same. When it comes to content right now, like I'm whether it's you name the controversy, you name the drama. I know exactly what's going on. I love it.
Yeah.
I just love it. I think you're right. People are attracted to that kind of content. People are attracted to.
I mean,
It's like when
I'm the nosy neighbor type. Like I'm gonna look out the window to see what's happening. You know.
you know what? I don't think that's nosy. I think it's keeping I said it, like keeping your finger on the pulse.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I think what's nosy is when someone has something that's not news related and maybe and we're just trying to push our way into it. Maybe, I don't know. I guess there's stuff that's newsworthy, and then maybe there's just personal stuff that isn't, you know.
I know, 100%.
I never want to be a paparazzi.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, never want to be hounding people for stories.
Yeah,
like that stuff is. I mean, like like Keemstar. He's like the news guy up there, and that he's like. I mean, he does okay, but he is known for being a paparazzi type guy, hounding at stories, you know, pushing for stories to happen. But you know, I mean, it does good, so you know, he has an incentive to do it.
Yeah, Keemstar's the same thing. You're 100% right. He's definitely found the niche there, and and the thing is like, he's not the only one. You know, you have the Scarce.
Yeah, Scarce.
He was big. You got Philip DeFranco. You got so many people that are cover. Oh, the door's squeaking. So many people that are covering this kind of content, and and they are making it. They're doing it. What was your biggest video?
It's covering this overall story of how Drew is sharing. He's a UK VTuber. It's just covering his story, how he, was a 13-year-old kid making content on YouTube, then transitioned into making Wii content, and now he's the biggest the biggest UK VTuber of all time.
Yeah, he's huge. And then it's Vincent Weed right after him, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah,
real cool. They're real close, but they're both incredible dudes. I've actually I've sat down and spoken with Drew, and I've sat down and spoken with Vince, and they're both really great. Wait a second. I'm sorry. Vince is in Germany, and Drew is in England. Yeah. That's my bad. No, that's my bad. I forgot. So yeah. Vince is ruling Germany in the weed game, and
I know recently Drew went to Amsterdam. That's where he's been making a lot of his content recently. Like he got a place out there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and it's been banging content. He's been there with a lot. He's been making some great content. Yeah,
I know.
It's been wonderful to see, man. Like when I started making content, it was when I started making Canna content, it was 2014. And I started blogging first, and that is kind of where, for at least me, that's where Canna content started. It was all blog style. Everything was written down. When you transition to the YouTube version of everything, it was people with their Motorola flip phones, and they were trying to capture the plant in horrible lighting, flickering lights, and that was Canna content. Yes, and
the OGs uploading random just random 1-minute, 2-minute clips of them taking random rips or dabs, like fucking black BHO fucking 2-gram dabs,
that's exactly, and it progressed into that. It was kind of like timid. It was like how to roll a joint, how to roll a tulip. These kind of simple things, and then it evolved into people taking huge dabs, and that's where the personalities started to come out, where people were kind of relatable, and people could watch them and kind of connect with them, and it was a different time, and then to see where it's kind of evolved to from then to now has been amazing. And that's why over the last years, I've been talking about the direction of Canna content and how this would kind of be the next form of it. And it's so awesome to see, and you're killing it.
Thank you.
I love it. Where do you source out the majority of your information? platforms or?
It's really everywhere, honestly. Like it can be Twitter, it can be Instagram, it can be Reddit, it can be YouTube comments, it can be anything. Like a lot of times now, like like earlier in my making YouTube videos, I had to find that stuff all on my own. But now that I've gotten my name out a little bit and people know me as like kind of the news guy, they'll at me and they'll send stuff to me like this morning, like when like the whole Matthias stuff was happening, like I got woke up to that because my phone was blowing up because people were sending me all the stuff that was getting posted on that Hetty account.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes people just send stuff to me, but it's really just all over the place where I find my stuff.
I'm pretty much the same way. Same way. It's I do find like X, Twitter, is where I get a lot of it because I feel like that's where the majority of people have the ability to kind of put in to the pot of information. It can be difficult to kind of like flush through it. Like today, for example, trying to get through the story with Matthias was nuts. Trying to, because of course, I honestly, I think you and I were hustling at the exact same time because I didn't see any of your stuff. So it must have been just be posting right at the exact same time as I was.
I got woke up and I was like on go time. I got right in the studio, started recording, looking into stuff, and it was a hectic morning.
Yeah, I believe it, man. I believe it. And the thing is that's just it. It's like if you want to get the story out and you want to get it out responsibly because you don't want to do anyone justice, particularly when we're talking about this kind of shit.
Yeah.
We got to be very careful because I know you got a little heat, and I say this as someone who got heat in my video as well.
Yeah.
For doing the video, and I'll say right now, clip it and ship it, baby. You didn't say anything that wasn't factual and proven.
Exactly.
So and then
people are in the comments they're fuming, dude. I don't want to say it's understandable, but like it's Matthias fans that have been watching him since 2015, 2016, and they're just stuck on it. Like I don't know what to say to them, to be honest with you.
I don't either, and quite frankly, it's like I try not to engage. I say everything that I needed to say while I was live or while I said the video. Some people will bring up some good points, right?
Yeah.
I often, you'll put out a video and then you'll be able to get like a source of like another story related or so on and so forth. I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
But no, I don't appreciate anyone who is
just denying the facts.
Denying the facts. Their sympathy. They're victim sympathizers. And I don't fox with that, man. I don't fox with that. There's some pretty clear-cut lines, and I'll play by those lines.
Yeah. Definitely.
When you do, because we do this kind of content, and maybe I'll let you speak on this, but maybe it's a little different for you. But because this isn't the main focus of my channel. In fairness, if somebody asks me what the focus of my channel is, I might stumble with that today in this day and age. To be specific, but because I focus more on growing and gardening and lifestyle.
That's how I found you.
Adding in, okay, thank you. Exactly. Trying to add in this other element of content and conversation, I've found has provided a lot of backlash. Not backlash, but a little bit of resentment, maybe.
Yeah.
Where people are like, this isn't a conversation that I want to have. I didn't come for this, and I think it's they're valid. I'm not saying they're wrong. Do you find that you get any backlash, or like how is the backlash? That's all I'm trying to say.
Mostly it's kind of cool. It's just like bigger people in the community. Like it depends like who you're like. It really just depends on whose side you're on. Like even though when you're not trying to be on no one's side, people will take words. Like little tiny words you say and think that you're on the other person's side. Like a couple instances, like the Dope as Yola phase rain stuff. Like I was trying to be as neutral as possible, but people were like thinking I was with Dope as Yola the whole time on his side. But I was just, I was talking to Rain at the same time, telling him I'll upload your videos, all that kind of stuff. I was giving him the same treatment I was giving Yola. And some people just thought I was on Yola's side, and then there's a bunch of other like Goblin. When I cover Goblin stories, if I'm ever against Goblin on something, the Goblin fans will be on my stuff. But usually it's pretty cool. Like usually people know what I do, and people are usually pretty cool with it. Like I don't have a bunch of video. I don't like my. If I went into my studio right now, I think my most disliked video, like the percentage is like 85%, which isn't bad.
Yeah. Quite frankly, I think that's the exact same as mine. Exact same as mine. I think the biggest, like the most that I have, it's the THCA video that I have, where I have an individual by the name of Gray Wolf. Shit. He's given an opinion on THCA, and it's a negative opinion, and so. Yeah, people, but it's still a majority of likes. Yeah, along with a few dislikes. Your community is always gonna fox with you, which is nice. Yeah,
that's a good thing.
Yeah, of course, the motivation helps a ton, and so I'm glad to hear that with your style of content, you're not having that level of pushback. Because it does happen a lot. It does happen a lot. I'll upload I upload a video. And I'll lose. I see the subscribers go down, and then like for every subscriber you lose, you typically get 3 more. That's kind of how it goes. So it's like I'll see that like you lose 3, and then all of a sudden I'll wake up in the morning and I've boom, I'm like, wow, okay, I went up 15. So it's okay. It's okay. So I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. And when it comes to the FaZe Rain and the Yola story, bro, it was very easy to take sides, in my opinion. That's the hard thing. Is I'm very opinionated, and you do a much better job at keeping your opinion, subtle, if at all. And I think, and I'll just say this for what it's worth. I think putting your opinion in is important. I don't think. Yeah,
sometimes it is. Yeah, 100%.
I think it's important to at least state where you sit on the situation, because people can connect and relate with that opinion, and I feel like that's where that relationship gets built in, where you're kind of building that community.
And 100%. Yeah, I try to. Fuck, I just took a bong rip before I joined.
Bro, it's okay. I was literally just about to do the same thing, G. Honestly, I don't even remember what I asked you, man. I don't even remember. It doesn't even matter. What are you smoking on?
Actually, a little bit of leftovers of my. I have like an eighth of it left of what I personally grown myself, actually, with some Mikey Mike.
Oh,
really good.
Oh, I didn't even know you grew, brother.
And my first grow ever.
Well, I'll be damned. Congratulations, bro.
Yeah.
First grow.
No.
Where did you?
Huh?
I was gonna say, where'd you get the genetics? Because I'm always big into the genetics.
These ones are from the California Seed Bank. I was actually given, they were given to me by Tim Brown. I'm not sure if you know him in the community. He's one of the co-hosts of Pine Park.
Oh yeah.
Yep. He gave me
legend.
he gave me a bunch of seeds, which were really goated. And the genetics were really good. Obviously, they're going to come out with different phenotypes, but they two of the plants had a really good gassy smell to it, and a really strong diesel taste to it. And then one of them had a funky fruity smell. It was really good.
Bro, I'm so elated to hear that you had a successful harvest. Good for you. Did you do any kind of training, or did you just let her grow?
I did some training early on. I topped, obviously. I did a little bit of pulling of the branches to try to spread out, make them even a bit, but it wasn't nothing too crazy. I wasn't going overboard with the. I was kind of scared of breaking and bending stuff, and then I've heard stories about people taking duct tape and taping their plants back together and that kind of stuff.
It works.
It works?
100%. Yeah, 100%. I've done it multiple times.
That's crazy.
Bro, you can have you ever heard of, here's a crazy one. Have you ever heard of grafting?
I have not. No.
It's the same process. Most of the time, people have heard it for like skin grafting. Where if you get in an accident, you like take part of your ass and they put it on your forearm or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can do the same thing with plants. You can take like okay, well, I'm not a professional at it, but for the sake of my story, you can take a lemon tree and attach it to an oak tree just by cutting it and cutting both and inserting them, wrapping them to preserve moisture and allowing their hormones and science to occur in there. And you will have a lemon tree that grows out of the side of
crazy.
Out of an oak tree. So when it comes to like snapping your plants in half, you can 100% just take a little bit of tape. My go-to is electrical tape because it's always around the house. Just wrap it up and most of the time, if it's not entirely snapped, if it's entirely snapped, you're probably fucked.
Yeah.
But you could totally.
That's crazy, actually. I've heard stories like I've heard watching Mr. Grow It and
my guy.
Canucks Grow. I've heard a few times of them talking about making a joke about taping their plants, but I never took it serious. I thought they were actually just joking, but that's kind of crazy.
Yep, 100%. I almost do it every grow because my plants, I train them so rigorously that that I'm constantly twisting the branches, and when you twist the branches, they'll snap, and it happens, man. But man, going through a successful grow, then smoking it and liking it, good for you, man.
That was the best feeling. When we were curing it, I was watching it closely and making sure there was no mold in there. That was my big thing was, once we got it like chopped and we got it dried and then we were putting it in the jars, we put Brava packs, like I think it was, I put them in like after a week, I think. But that first week I was watching it like crazy because I didn't want them to get mold in there. Because that would be the worst. My whole batch is gone because of mold.
Been there. Yeah.
That would suck. That would it would ruin my day. I would be pissed for the rest of the day.
Oh yeah. It might even last a couple days. Yeah. Because like the thing is when you're harvesting, typically you don't want it to be in so many containers. So I've probably molded a quarter pound.
God damn.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, and it's very, very sad moments. But then again, that's why you try to break up and separate it when you're harvesting. Little nugs, medium nugs, fat nugs, the ones you're going to show your friends, the ones you're going to smoke right away, and then that way it like you never mold them all.
I see. Yeah, no, that actually is. Yeah, no. We I didn't have that many plants. I had 3, so I just separated them phenotypes. It worked out fine. Yeah, I mean, I think it was 2-ounce mason jars. I'm not 100% sure, but they were pretty big mason jars. They had some room at the top for air circulation, that kind of stuff, and it worked out all fine. Didn't have no mold issues. It went really well.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Hear that because honestly, the end could be the hardest. And that's where you're right. You spend all that time working, slaving away, and then it goes down. Do you have any hopes of growing again?
Yeah, we're actually. I recently bought some seeds from North Atlantic Co. I'm not sure if you probably know who they are.
Say it again.
North Atlantic, I think it's called. Am I saying that right?
North Atlantic. Actually, I'm not familiar because I'm in Canada, and believe it or not, I don't always have my ear to the ground to all the genetics across the continent.
They're known in the U.S. They're a pretty big company out here, a pretty big seed bank, and I bought some. It's my first time. I wanted to try autos for the first time, so I got a pack of Gorilla Glue autos. I currently have them downstairs in the basement. Germinating currently, so hopefully it goes well.
Well, bro, of course, if you need anything, you let me know. You need anything?
Oh,
you let me know.
thank you. Yeah. I have a really good AC. I got AC Infinity tint.
Smart.
I got Spider Farmer lights. They work really well. I do Gaia Green amendments. I can't get Gaia Green soil in the U.S. because of regulations, I guess. So I use something called pH. I'm not sure if you ever heard of it. It's very similar to Gaia Green with like the NPK ratio and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
The plants do really good with Gaia Green stuff, really well.
Gaia Green's fantastic. They've done incredible things over the last few years. Mr. Canuck, Matt has done an incredible job at like blowing them up because
that's where I found it from.
Plants. Yeah. I got to get you some Stash Blend, bro. I'll get you some Stash Blend. Yeah. And you'll be able to add it. I'm not 100% familiar with the Gaia Green regiment, but I'm pretty sure it shouldn't be an issue. But I'll make sure. I'll double check. I'll get you some. Yep, you'll be able to fit it in. There'll be something you'll be able to dial back, but yeah, we'll fit it in because I think you'll love it. It's a lot. It's really easy to use with it. So if it does go with it, it'd be really easy because they're both granulars, dry amendments, kind of just away you go. So
that sounds dope.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people say that like there's not much of a. I don't know. I hear a lot of people say there's not much of a difference going organic or going nutrients based bottle based nutrients. I hear a lot of people say it really doesn't matter because you end up going flushing it out anyways. But I don't know. When I look at natural grown organic plants, they just have a different look than stuff grown with bottled nutrients. They just kind of look different. The structure of the plant looks more natural. When I see it might be like PGR in them, but a lot of the stuff like I know that has been grown with bottled nutrients kind of has like a hard baseball look to it. I don't know how to explain it.
Well, that's
the same thing.
Right. No, that's racist. Actually, no, I'm just playing with you, bro. I grow synthetic nutrients. I grow bottled nutrients. I always have. I got buddies that grow organic as well. I'll be straight. When it comes to the final product, if they're both done correctly, there is no difference. The difference.
That's what I hear a lot of people say. Yeah.
Yeah. The difference is really with the process. How are you allowing gardening to work for you? If you are already composting, if you are in an area where you can source these kind of nutrients and source these kind of things, then great. Yeah, go organic. If you're already familiar with the inputs, if you're already familiar, yes, that'd be brilliant. If you don't want to spend a bunch of money on bottled nutrients, a bunch of extra that you don't necessarily need, I would get it. At the same time, in the same caveat, it's like if you don't want to know anything about the inputs, if you don't compost, if you just want to buy it, feed it, forget about it. Bottled nutrient. Well, there's barely an argument for that anymore either, because my good friend Rob would tell me, no, bro, my organic method is easier than what you're saying right there. So it's just, I don't believe at the end, at the finished product, because these are shots fired, Liger. You know what we're doing here, right? We're starting fires here, bro. I don't believe there's any difference. It just comes down to your process, and what you want to do to get the results.
I mean, I've heard that from the best growers, like in the community,
which I am not.
I've heard I want Ted from Alien Labs. He's a big sayer in that. Like he was like having a really big argument. It was a couple months on Twitter ago. He was having a big argument with someone about how it doesn't matter at the end if you're doing organic or bottled. It's the process, really.
That's right. If you break it down, nitrogen is nitrogen is nitrogen is nitrogen. Calcium is calcium is calcium.
Yeah.
Phosphorus is phosphorus is phosphorus. It's how the plant is receiving it. How is it uptaking it? Are you feeding the plant? Are you feeding the soil? That's the difference. It's the method. It's the method in which gets it done. If this was a conversation about does soil versus hydroponic, is that better? Well, what's better to you? More harvest? Is it better tasting wheat? Is it ease of grow? Is it pest resistibility? These are the things that you have to ask yourself, because if that's the case, then maybe hydroponic is the best way to grow. But do you want to build an ebb and flow system or a PVC system? My buddy Wink would say, yes, that's exactly where I would start. So this is where I say it's totally up to the user. It comes at the beginning. What do you want to do? I'm dumb, man. On like 3/4 of a brain cell deep of like losing steps when I walk, right? So I can never find my keys. So it's like, I don't want to know anything more, but I'm ignorant. I'm old, I'm stuck in my ways. The new grower isn't. So that's why I'm always saying, you know what, this is what I do, but I know 2, 3, 4, 5 times as many people that do it the other way too. So I would be on, I just asked yourself, where are you? Are you do you garden?
I like it, but it's not something it's not something I have done in a while. Like, I've done it when I was a kid, but it's not like, I actively do it now. I find a lot of passion in growing the cannabis. I just like learning about it. Honestly, it's like, watching videos, reading, if it's studies or reading from someone in the community like Ted who knows a bunch of information. Like, I just like knowing about the plant. Like, it's just something about growing your own plant and then consuming it. I don't know. It's just something that maybe this is how the farmers feel, honestly. They grow their own corn and grow their own, grow their own plants. But I just feel it's just nice to grow your own stuff, to be honest.
Well, as I can tell you, as someone I live in agriculture country, and I live with or near a bunch of farmers who do just that. They harvest their corn, they harvest their wheat, their canola, their alfalfa, their you name it, and it is the exact same feeling. That feeling of pride, that feeling of accomplishment, that feeling of providing for your people. Now, of course, maybe for us, you and I don't distribute anything that I own. Anything that I grow. So, to friends and family at Christmas time, yes, 100%. Yeah. That feeling is wonderful. I love giving people a little something that I worked really, really hard on. And yeah, it's the same feeling. It's the ability to grow something with your bare hands. Being a man. It's being a man. Yeah.
It is really nice. I can't lie. It's definitely one of my favorite. I would say it's a hobby. It's one of my favorite hobbies. Next to gaming and next to making content for YouTube, it's up there. It's definitely one of my favorite hobbies of all time.
Good for you. Are you doing TikTok and Instagram too?
I get terribly banned on TikTok. I don't know. I just get banned. I don't get banned like this anywhere else. It's on TikTok. I don't know if it's because I cuss or what, or it's probably just because of the content I make. The plant. It's just TikTok does not like my content at all. I do Instagram though.
You probably have more followers than I do on TikTok, so you probably experience it a little bit more than I do. I only have 200 followers, 300 followers.
That's about how much I have too, because all my videos, almost every one of them gets community strikes. They don't even get published.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've done videos on there and they get banned. They get banned too. And you probably I only get a few hundred, 700-800 views on I just started posting on TikTok again because I kept getting age restricted, or not age restricted, but just banned. They just delete the video. So I was like, fuck it. I'm not playing this game. No. Instagram 100%. Yeah, you totally gotta.
Yeah, Instagram is really good. I'm trying to start I'm not sure if anybody or if you follow No Jumper or stuff like that, how they do just random news throughout the day. I try to do that, but I'm not always, available to, be on the scene, post the news all day. But
I get it.
I try to do stuff like that where I'm just posting random news or random stuff that's happening in the community on my Instagram and stuff like that. And then I try to post my shorts I make on my YouTube over there, but they don't do too good on the reels. To be honest with you.
That's because, in my humble opinion, and I know nothing, but I've been in this space for a little while. It's because your long form content does really well.
Yeah,
you're a long form. I wouldn't say long form, but your longer form content does really well. You're not a short form channel. I know that there's an issue, and maybe it's to be addressed. But if you focus on short form content, your longer form content suffers. It doesn't get pushed out to as many people because your main audience is a short form content, or is a short form audience. So they're just looking for short form content, not your longer form content.
The TikTok brain.
Yes. Yeah. The TikTok brain. I only say this because I'm not certain, but you're aware of like the schedulers for Instagram? You can get like a scheduler app where I don't know what it's called because I don't use it, but you can download an app that schedules your posts on Instagram.
I didn't know about this.
Check it, it's solid. I know I'm not going to out them, but I know other creators that do, and I honestly I don't out them because I don't want anyone it's my little secrets, but I think it's honestly a great idea to keep retention, it has nothing to do with your audience. It's not that you're trying to I don't think you should be worried about your audience. I think you should be worried about feeding the algorithm. Yeah. And in return, the audience benefits. I suffer as a creator, and I maybe if I can pass this on to you, I suffer from, how do I say this in the way that I don't lose everyone? I always think too much about what my audience is going to think. My community, forget about the audience, sorry, my community, because they mean the most to me. I'm always worried about what my community is going to think about me and what I post and how often I post and when I post and all these things. But where the reality is like YouTube, social media is a machine, and you have to feed it. And if you don't feed it, you're irrelevant. You're not going to make it. And I don't think it's worth it spending so much time thinking, I'm posting 5 videos today. They're not going to like that. Or I posted a vlog again. Or I posted a gaming video instead of this or that. The reality is like, you should just create. Just do it. That's something like
that's really good
suffer
advice.
from. Yeah.
That's definitely good advice because it's not necessarily what they're going to think about what I'm making. It's necessarily about how often I make my content. I try to make it pretty often, but sometimes I don't upload for 2 weeks, and then I'll start thinking are people going to watch my next video? Like it's like in the back of my head a little bit.
And do they watch it?
They end up watching it.
Boom. That's that guilt. That's that self-guilt. But bro, that's also that self-hustle that keeps you going as well, right? This is why when you post a video, it dominates. This is why you stay on top of the nudes. This is why when there's a story that you know what's going on, because you are guilt tripping yourself to hustle. And that's just a hustler's ambition. That's the mentality of it all. So I do believe it's healthy, but there's a fine line, right? Create for you, but in return, I think the community builds. Because I know for a fact, I've got 107,000 subscribers on YouTube, and then forget about the other platforms, but it's like, of that 107,000, I have a core of about 8 to 10,000 people's in my community that I know no matter what. I could do some naked yoga, I could put out some lawn care videos, I could do anything. And they're gonna watch. They're gonna come out.
They're gonna be there.
They're gonna and it's like, that is awesome. And I know that those are the guys that I should really be listening to. So that's why I listen to them. That's why it's like I have a core community. I don't want to go through the list of them right now, but in my head. But it's like those are the guys that if they're like, yo, Pigeons, this one was off. This one, I'm not necessarily always going to agree, but I'm going to listen to it a little bit more than some random one-off comment in the description. It's like, bro, you're gay, your gap in your teeth suck, and Arnold Schwarzenegger for president 2029. And it's like, oh man, obviously those comments aren't necessarily the ones I need to be listening to, but there are some there, but there's a fine line. I'm rambling at this point. I'm rambling.
There definitely is a fine line of listen to your community and not being owned by your community. Like there's definitely content creators out there that will do everything for their community but end up just being just a content machine, just lifeless of nothing. Like, it's not like Aiden Ross, but Aiden Ross will do anything for his community. Like he will do he'll do anything for his community, and it's not to bash him. It's just how it's just how his community is,
Yeah, no, you're 100%. You're 100%. And man, I know people in our community that make videos. I'm not saying names because they have the right to privacy. I know that they turn into this robotic machine that just pushes out content because it pushes out content. They figured out the algorithm. They put out the same video every single time, and that same video bores them. And then it takes them longer and then longer and then longer to upload. It's like I would much rather put out 3, 4, 5, 6 videos in a week, get 6 to 8, maybe even in some videos they only get 1,500 views, 2,000 views. I'd much rather do that and create whatever I want than get bored and lifeless creating the same thing over and over and over again. And I'm afraid of that.
100%, yeah.
Do you were talking, we'll shift a little bit. You were talking about gaming earlier. I saw you playing a little bit of Black Ops 6. What are you gaming?
Black Ops 6, the beta just ended today, so I have to wait until Friday to play a little bit more. But, Black Myth Wukong just came out recently. I've been playing a lot of that. It's like a new, I would say, AAA game. It came out. It's a really big, it's like about Chinese mythology. It's a really good game.
What did you say it was?
Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah, bro. I seen it. I saw it. I saw the preview of it. Like that game, slightly not medieval, but sword.
It's like it's like Chinese mythology, kind of that's what it's based around.
That's the best.
Yeah, no, it's like God of War mixed with a Souls game. It's really good.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah, that does look. It looks like it's going to be taken over for a little while.
But BO6 though, that's the game after this beta coming up, we're gonna have to wait all the way until October to play it, which is gonna be
stupid,
terrible. I have to hop back on MW3 probably.
You enjoyed the BO2?
It's okay. I mean,
BO6, not
BO6.
Yeah. 2. Where am I? Yeah. You enjoyed it?
No, it's okay. I mean, there's definitely some issues with it. I think. There's a lot of the TTK is really high, which I think that's what they're kind of going for. But I think it's really high on some of the guns. I think some of the guns are just really bad. I fucking sniping. The movement in sniping is really weird because someone will dive off of a cliff and you'll hit their foot instead of hitting their body, so you'll get a hit marker, and that happens so much to the point where sniping is a little bit unless your centering is really good on the head, sniping is maybe not the best of this Call of Duty, honestly.
Oh, I just laugh hearing you say that, man, because I'm like, yeah, here this is, this multi-billion-dollar company, this game, and they still can't figure it out. They're running a beta, bro. They're running a beta. And the reality is, it's why is this even a beta? How many games have you guys created?
This game has been in development for 4 years. They've had a playable version of Black Ops 6 for 4 years now. Before it was called BO6, it was called Gulf War, and people had playable versions of it 4 years ago. So they are just
Oh
4 years
my
of development.
God, it's so bad. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. What's embarrassing is that we continue to pay. We continue to pay. I have Xbox Game Pass.
I'm addicted, bro. They got me.
I know.
They got
Me
me.
too. Me too.
They got
Apple-
me, bro.
Apple or Samsung?
It's weird. It's
You-
weird. Apple a lot of the time, but I've owned a couple Samsung phones.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
I've had-
but what
I've
are you
had the
repping
Note-
right now?
Currently I have an iPhone 7 Plus, but I break phones a lot, and I've had I've had a couple iPhone 6, I've had a couple iPhone 7s, I've had a Note 7.
Whoa. You're on iPhone. Are we on? We're like 14, 15 right now.
Yeah, I don't upgrade.
It still works. I'm jealous, bro. It still works.
Now the iOS, the iOS that it's on still gets updates and everything.
What?
Yeah,
Oh.
I think the cutoff right now is iPhone
TV
6.
Oh. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Man,
no, the iPhone,
I honestly had no idea. I had no
you
idea.
can buy them for you can buy iPhone 7 for under $200 right now. They're kind of goated.
Yeah, no
They have-
kidding.
They can yeah.
No,
they
if
can
it's
shoot.
still working, what is it, like $60?
I don't know. They can shoot really good videos. It's 1080p 60 FPS video. I have a 32 gigabyte hard drive. 32 gigabytes in here. It works fine. Like, I'm not a big phone spender, to be honest with you. I mean, a lot of my money is in my setup, is in my PC, is in my consoles, in my monitors, in my other possessions. Like the phone, I break it too often to justify spending $500 on a phone or getting a down payment on a phone and being on a payment plan.
God,
So I just
so much
200
quality advice coming out of this man's mouth.
$200 phone, and that'll get the job done.
I just dropped my grinder on the floor,
Did that fall?
and it landed face up. All the weed stayed in the
Damn.
grinder. Yeah,
Oh, that's a goaded.
bro,
Holy.
that was somewhat on video too.
That was lucky.
That was really cool, man. That was really cool. Yeah, it landed right side up. There's a little puddle here. but
Lucky.
Maybe one bowl worth, but that's all right. This is for my homies. This one on the ground. This one on the ground, man. Oh,
One
man.
for the homies, honestly.
Yeah. I had you up on the TV here, but then now all of a sudden my TV did an update, and now it's on the monitor there. Now it's sitting here updating again. So we're gonna try to bring it back up, but you and I need to squat up, bro. You gotta have me on
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I
BattleNet
know.
or on
Activision, whatever it is. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, no. That could be fine. The beta, I got MW3. I got all the CODs, honestly. I'm addicted. I give them money. It's sad, honestly. It's sad.
I'm the same way. Yeah, bro. That's why I said Apple or Samsung when you said that, because I am I'm Apple, so it's
I'm like that with PlayStation and Xbox. PlayStation. I'm like that with
Hardcore
PlayStation.
PlayStation?
And Xbox. Hardcore PlayStation all the way. I own a couple. I own the 360 and the original Xbox, but I'm a PlayStation. PlayStation.
I got the old.
Yeah, I
Rage.
know. I saw that. Yeah,
It works.
Yeah, mine still works. I'm pretty sure. I haven't tried it in a long time, but yeah, no.
Man,
I own a couple Xbox with PlayStation all the way.
did you ever play Def Jam?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, no.
Bro, Def Jam was the shit, man. That was the only game I had where I could actually compete against my buddies, and I could actually lay down. Now, if my buddies were here right now, they'd be like, "Nah, Pigeons, you suck, bro. You sucked." But no, I could compete. And I was pretty happy about that.
No, Def Jam, fucking New York and Vendetta are really good games. Vendetta a little bit less than New York, but Vendetta is still really good.
It's a great one. Oh, it's a
Yeah.
great one. Yeah, I loved it. We must have. Oh, there it is. Oh no, we must have put that on and then pause it maybe. I think it's farther down. Hey, we're almost there. We're almost there. Nope, that's not gonna work. I thought
Trying to get the space up there.
Yeah. Trying to get it back. We for some reason we run the Apple. We run Apple TV as like the way to translate it back and forth. But I didn't think it was this far.
You have way too many.
What I do think it is still. No, it still is. What do you have? Do you have anything for any upcoming content? Anything like big projects you're working on?
Yeah, the big one I'm currently working on is the complete VTuber iceberg. What's the reason why I mentioned it earlier is I feel like the last time I made it was like about a year ago, and there's been a bunch of new stuff that's come out, and honestly there was stuff on that I didn't put that I wish I did. So I'm doing like it's gonna be called the complete VTuber iceberg, and it's gonna be a 20-30 minute video of like just talking about a lot of stuff that's happened in the community.
Bro, you know what? Okay, so the weed tube. Sorry, I missed that. Weed tube or weed tuber?
VTuber.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like a good deep dive, man, bro. I think that's genius. I love that. I love that. I can't wait to be the number one on the top of that list, bro. That's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. When you're drawing like inspiration from stories and stuff, who are people that you look up to?
Obviously, I watch a lot of your content. Obviously,
Thank you.
I watch Cupins a lot. These are not necessarily people that give me like give me story ideas, but like are inspirations for me to like make content. Like when I watch their content, I'm like, I want to make some content right now. As you Cupins. I watched the Dope as Usual podcast. Just seeing him have like crazy fucking people on there, like just the craziest people you would never think of on
crazy.
Ric Flair,
man.
On the Dope
That
as
most
Usual
recent
podcast.
guest. Yeah.
That's crazy. Like
Thomas
that's the stuff that
is killing it, man. I'm a huge fan, man. He does get a lot of heat from all directions, bro. But I gotta be honest, man. It's like I didn't mean to interrupt you. It's just it's just Thomas is doing things on a level where it's like it just goes to show that there's something there for people in this space. Yeah. And he does a great job representing our community. Does a great job representing the plant, the lifestyle. And he does a great job of creating content. I love watching what he's got going on. He's got a very busy lifestyle. And you and I both covered the story in regards to his meeting with YouTube, which I think is monumental for guys like you.
I know. Exactly. Him, like, that is crazy. Him going to the YouTube studio, like the YouTube headquarters, and sitting down with like people at YouTube. Has that ever been done with a YouTuber? Like, I don't think so.
Oh, you know what? It's funny you say that. I actually said that it was the first time, but there might... I do think that Joe Jolioli might have met Custom Grow. Yeah. I think he might have met, but I'm not 100% certain. But this isn't to take away. I did say that it was the first time a content creator met, but then I kind of second guessed myself after I had said that. So there could have been one other time, but I'm going to weigh on the side that I don't think it did. I don't think it did.
I mean, I know Strange Central, Josh. He had really strong connections with YouTube at one point. Like he had back when YouTube reps were still a thing. Like he had a really good YouTube rep that was like that constantly talked to him, and like he had like basically like an inside man to the team basically. But after the purge in 2018, that kind of stopped, to be honest with you. Like he kind of didn't have that pull no more with that rep.
No, that sucked, man. That sucked. That purge, I was a part of that too. I wasn't nearly as big though, man. I think I had 15,000 I was at when that hit. And you know what?
The purge was crazy.
I think the biggest mistake I made was continuing the same channel and not starting a new one. and
Yeah,
and
because
pushing
now they're
that
always
one.
going to be on your ass. They know about you now.
That's how I really, really feel that way. Yeah, I really, really do, because it's like I feel like I get treated on a different level than my colleagues, and it's really,
Yeah.
really weird. I know you follow me on Twitter, so you see my bitching about
Yeah, no, exactly.
no play button. I don't get a play button, but
Yeah, that's fucked up.
of my colleagues have one. Mr. Growit has one. CLTV's got one. You know, it's got Josh has got one. You've got every single one of my colleagues has one. So
Yeah.
it kind of irritates me a little. You know, I will be curious. I don't know. GT did hit 100,000. Welcome to the Grow Tent. He did hit 100,000, and I'm not certain if he has his yet. So, you know, shout out to him as well. But it does. I don't know who hit it first. I think I hit it first, but boy, that man's blowing up. But so yeah, it is unfortunate to get scrutinized at this level. But if you can figure out how to kind of navigate the process, that's key. And that's why I think, as we mentioned at the beginning, doing the Xcode A, I give them a lot of credit, but doing the Xcode A way of
style
things,
content,
yes, I think that's huge. I think that's
definitely. The gaming content, a lot of times, like I'm not sure if this is like 100%. I don't want people to like take this as like the method, but like a couple times when I know a video is going to be a little crazy and might get age restricted, I'll put the like, you know how you can put it on entertainment, you can put it on comedy, you can put it on different video games. I will put it on the video game I'm playing, and like there's some people aren't going to know this, but when you're monetized, you can actually select video game violence, and that completely erases any violence or any kind of cussing that happens within the video game, unless it's something crazy like Mortal Kombat. But if it's GTA, you press that button, and they allow you to still get monetized. So like, I felt a couple times like labeling my stuff as gaming has helped me get away with not being age restricted.
Smart. Whatever it takes, man. Whatever it takes,
100%,
you got to do it, and you got to keep doing it. And then, you know, when that stops working, find the next way to do it, because you know what, a lot of the newer cats. Sorry, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. A lot of the smaller channels that will pass me in no time, they get away with showing more content. I feel like only because they're just one of 100,000, 200,000 people that are now 300, like 1 million, that are trying to do the same thing now. And I feel like once they do hit that threshold, or they get that light on
YouTube,
them, it'll yank it down. And I don't want that for anyone. I don't care that for my biggest foe. It's like I in this space, we all need to succeed.
Exactly.
That's how it has to be. Because if it doesn't, whether you and I agree, it has to be that way. Because if that's not the case, then it's a scary place to be.
Yeah, you're gonna have people that are gonna get favorites. Like, I really hope that no one ever in the community turns out like a Vice, where they have the secret method, the secret sauce, and they're not telling no one. Like, Vice doesn't have the secret sauce; they're just in it with YouTube, basically. But like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, if someone's in it with YouTube and they're making it seem like they have the secret sauce or something like that, I would like that. That's something that could definitely happen when you're not, when you're not doing it for the community.
Well said, man. Well said. I totally agree. Liger, wicked conversation tonight, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. This was really fun,
bro. I feel like you and I could just chat forever.
Yeah,
Whereabouts in the States are you? If you don't have to give away anything.
I'm pretty open about it. I'm in Ohio, the Miami Valley area of Ohio, which is like the south. I guess it's like the southwest of Ohio.
Okay.
We recently just had cannabis recreational here, which is a big thing.
Yes.
Really
huge.
Nice.
Huge.
Really huge.
Yeah. How does that feel to be able to be like liberated? I don't want to say liberated because it just feels like it's a wrong word to say, but how does it feel to feel free with using the plant?
It feels nice, honestly. Here in Ohio, we had a lot of like, I don't even want to call it like fucking, like, for the longest time we had medical, and then with a bunch of like, we have counties here in the states, in like different, in different states. And in like different counties in Ohio, they passed a local decriminalization law, and I'm putting air quotes up right now because they were actually just if you get caught with under an ounce, you get a $200 fine. And they called it local decriminalization. That's what they called it, and it was literally just if you get caught with like an ounce or less, it's only a fine.
Sounds like a scam.
Yeah, I know it was so dumb. And then like you'll have like the place I'm in, the county I'm in is ran by a religion. It's ran by I'm not sure if you know about the Quakers, but they're a religion. They're like a subset of like Christianity or whatever you want to like a subset. I'm not sure what the exact term for it is, but they're a Christian. They're like a Christian-based religion, and they're called the Quakers. And they own my county basically. Like they own the land, the county land, and they make a lot of the laws. So my county never got one of those local decriminalization laws. We just,
Of course.
it never got passed here because of the church basically.
Of course. That sucks. Or it doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to.
No, it's weird. I don't know. Like
I don't want to cross the church.
Yeah, no, I don't want to cross the church either. Honestly, they own everything here. Actually, they own the ground that you drive on. Like they own it. Like they own the public buildings. Like they own everything here.
Yeah, that's government. It sounds like.
I mean, basically,
between church and state, I guess that's the argument, right?
We have a lot of Masons. We have a lot of Masons here. I'm not sure if you know what they are.
Yeah, Freemasons.
Yeah, Freemason.
Yep.
We have a lodge in my town, actually.
Okay.
And a lot of them are also Quakers as well. So it adds up to the whole money thing. Owning land.
I've heard of this before. It sounds very familiar to me.
But yeah, they're just like a subset religion, basically, of Christianity, and they control a lot of land here in Ohio.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay, all right, I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's wild. Of course, it would be your. Okay, well, here's a question for you. So you're in a county. Who's the head of a county? Is it
the mayor?
Oh, fucking mayor. Here, I thought it was a county man.
Oh. No, we have. Then it goes the mayor, then the governor. The governor's. Yeah, he's the
mayor, governor of Ohio, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah. We have a mayor here in my town, like our county, basically, and then we have our governor, which is I currently think it's some guy named Mike DeWine, I think.
Sure, I'm not 100 Mike DeWine. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not 100%. I didn't know it was a mayor that controlled a county. I thought it was a mayor that controlled a city, but it makes sense that it would be a county.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, okay, I get it. I'm good. I'm glad you broke that down for me. Learning something every day, brother. Learning something every day. Liger, man. Oh, I want to talk real quick, man. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm gonna because it's tea. You don't show your face, bro. How come?
Even though we have, just went recreational, a lot of places here in Ohio still test for marijuana. Okay, yep. A lot of places still test, almost every place actually, because a lot of the good paying jobs here in Ohio are actually government contracted work, which requires, certifications and then requires drug testing.
Yep.
So let's just say a lot of the good jobs here, okay, possibly one that I, might go to, still drug tests. And then you also have a lot of the apartment complexes and a lot of the condo, places still don't allow cannabis in their basically property. So that's a big reason. I eventually I don't plan to always not show my face, but for the time being it'll be like this. But when it's the right time, it'll be a big spectacle.
Good for you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you. I don't know how you said I remember we had a conversation. I think you said you were following for about 2 years. So I'm not sure if you remember before. I didn't show my face either.
I don't think I was around there. I found you because I was a long time ago, 2 years ago. I was actually gonna get into growing before I recently did, and I found out your it was a video on the best lights of 2022, I think it was, and that's actually how I found your video. Cause I was looking into buying lights for a grow before it would have been illegal, but I was looking for I was trying to do a little underground grow, and
allegedly
Allegedly, yeah. Let's just say allegedly. CGI Minecraft, you know.
That's it. You know, it happens in the game. What happens in the game stays in the game.
Exactly. Yeah,
EA Sports
exactly.
told me that.
But yeah, no.
The first time I saw your content, I'm trying to think of the story that we were covering. It might have been the Yola Rain. No. No, it was before that.
Yeah,
Because you were. Oh no, you were no, bro. You were actually. I'm such a stoner. I actually have brain damage, but that's not the point. You were, if I'm not mistaken, about the third week of Tea with P, and this is episode 31. Week 3 or so, you were actually our community highlight.
I probably was. I mean, I've been watching. Yeah, I've been watching for a while. I watched a lot of the Teas with P episodes. You know, I watch the podcast you're on. I watch a lot of stuff. I mean, I even though I make content, I'm still a consumer of the.
Me too, brother.
I had to explain
I love-
what a liger was.
Oh, Mrs. P. Yeah, Mrs. P had to explain to me what a liger was. Because I didn't want to say it because I was afraid I was going to get canceled. I wasn't going to put a hard R on it.
Yeah, I will say there has been a lot of people that say it really. They'll say they'll say ligger, which is just not God. It. Yeah, no, I.
You're brave. You're brave.
It's fine. I know. And a lot of there is a kind of a problem how many people say it like that. Like I don't know if it's like some. I don't know. I
didn't know what I had no I as soon as she said it, I knew what it was. I just didn't know that's what it was called. But it made total sense.
Yeah.
Real quick, where did your logo come from? I know this guy. Who's your logo?
It's it's Carl from Aqua Team Hunger Force. I actually just it was like I don't know, it was like my second video and my friend was like, you don't show your face and you don't have like a logo or like you're not a VTuber or anything like that. You should get a logo. And then like we were just making jokes and he suggested Carl from Aqua Team Hunger Force. Yes. And
yes,
it kind of sat with me and I was like, it actually is pretty good. Genius. Like I don't know anybody else using it, so might as well, honestly.
I love it, man. I'm 100% sure. Are you familiar with Too Lazy to Try?
Yeah.
He does the same thing, and majority of my audience won't have a clue who that is. But the Too Lazy
LMC, I'm not sure if you know who LMC is, but he also like when we first met, like our first interactions, he also said that my channel reminded him of what's his name? Too Easy to Try.
Yeah, it's right. He uses the dude. I'm not familiar with it, but it's the guy from Seinfeld. And he uses that logo. It's very similar, and it's relatable, right? It's somebody everybody knows. I actually didn't know this guy until your logo, so you brought me into it. It's you, as far as I'm concerned. So, it's something relatable, and I think it's a good idea until you do a face reveal. And if there's any advice I can give you, man, is I didn't do a face reveal. Like I said, I was doing content in 2014. I did a face reveal in 2020. And, man, it was... I did it on my own terms. It was the smartest decision I did. I waited the right amount of time, and I did it where I was comfortable, I was ready, and for the same reason, I didn't want to sacrifice anything because I had a job. I still had a family to represent. I was a coach of a local soccer team, and I didn't want to show my face and be like, yeah, that's this stoner, pothead, smoking weed, teaching our kids how to play football. So yeah, I didn't either. But then all of a sudden I realized, well, COVID hit actually, and I lost my job. And then I realized, wait a second, I could double down on this, and the rest is history.
That's good. Yeah, no, I definitely will probably take a page from that book on the face reveal because it'll definitely happen.
Good, but take your time, bro. Yeah, take your time, man. Thank you so much for the conversation. Seriously, you and I could sit and chat all the time. Awesome time to chat. If somebody wanted to follow you, hook up with you, follow your content, lay it down right now. Where could they do that?
If you want to find me on YouTube, Liger420. If you want to find me on Instagram, Liger420V2. My last Instagram got banned. It's just how that happens. And on Twitter, Liger420. You'll find me.
Hell yeah, brother. Mrs. P's got you with the link. She's going to throw that down right now so people could hit that for you, man. Bro, it was an absolute pleasure. And before you go, I seriously want you to know that I've been doing this a long time. It's been 10 years I've been creating cannabis content. Your content, your style, your flow, your approach is perfect. I love it.
Thank you.
And I think that if I can't already say you've blown up or you're blowing up with the views, you are going to blow up. Your style of content is needed. It's appreciated, and it's going to finally provide some accountability to an industry that has been essentially running underground and under the radar of accountability for a very long time. If your weed looked good and smoked good, you got to pass on everything else. That is not acceptable, because the human beings that are producing the product, in my opinion, are more important than the product itself. So your style of content is wonderful, and I want you to continue doing it. I want you to push, persevere, give yourself breaks because you deserve them, but keep hustling because you got the right attitude, bro, and it's exciting to see you go. So keep it up.
Thank you, man. You know, I had fun being on here, and you know, thank you for having me on.
It was an absolute pleasure. I hope we can send over some quality members of the flock over to your channel. Liger, thank you so much for a wicked conversation, bro. I appreciate you. Can't wait to game out either. We're gonna make sure you have.
Oh yeah, too. Sure,
yeah, we're gonna make sure we hit up each other so we can get on the same team. We're gonna do some squadding up. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. Liger 420. Have yourself a great night, homie. Thank you for the conversation.
You too.
Thanks, man. Wow, my man right there, guys. Again, huge shout out to Liger 420, man. As I said it right there, and I say it again, I do believe there's a spot for his content. And if people have been like, nope, literally the fact that he exists and the fact that his content is succeeding and doing well is exactly what I've been saying for like the last 2+ years. I swear. I started the Wednesday night live show in 2019 because the nudes, culture, science, health, drama, conversation, gossip is worthy of conversation. It's worthy of sharing. And I'm not afraid to share it. I think we should be accepting of the conversation. And I'm going to continue to perpetuate that idea until I'm blue in the face or until nobody listens to me anymore. But there's a lot going on, and the fact that stuff like we've covered tonight has gone on as long as it has is a testament to the fact that there's no accountability. I don't care how big of a dab you can take. I don't care if you can smoke weed underneath water in a 5-gallon pail. I don't care if your weed is the truth. I want to see a quality human being at the end of the day. I'm sorry if my level of expectation is too bloody high that at the end of the day I want to see a quality human being. Is that too much to ask? These are the questions I'm asking here at Tea with P every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central. I want to thank you guys for being here because, in my opinion, it's about the human being, baby. It's about the human being. But thank you guys. Make sure you go follow Liger420 on all of his platforms because, man, banger content. Stay on top of the game so you don't have to and you can just consume some quality content. Wow, what an episode, guys. We covered some quality stuff. It was a banger episode the entire night. Thank you guys for being here. The one-stop shop for all things nude, culture, science, health, where you can come in here and take it all in. I don't have to run giveaways. I don't have to attract you anything with any frills, no gimmicks. Just a show where it's you and me having a conversation. So thank you. And it means the world to me that you come. Because I know to come for a conversation today isn't easy. Because people seem to scream and argue and yell and bitch and complain about things that are so irrelevant and not important. And as I said earlier, I believe in human beings. I believe in people because the majority of people are good. You don't hear from them. You don't see them because they're working. They're looking after their family. They're building strong communities. They don't have time to scream on the street. They don't have time to protest this shit or whatever. They are busy. They're working. And you don't hear them screaming. That's why we call them the vocal minority, because we don't have time. We're trying to build something. And that's why I believe the majority of people are good. We just don't hear from them. We don't hear from them. But I want to hear from you, because this is Tea with P. It happens every Wednesday night. We're going to be doing a community highlight, ladies and gentlemen. As we do with all of our shows, we want to highlight somebody who's making waves in the community, somebody who's doing their thing and not looking back. Community highlight.
Community highlight.
So, I believe I've actually highlighted Mike before, but I want to give a shout out to 420 Things, because 420 Things did an incredible harvest over the course of the last couple of days, where he's got this massive plant. Look at that thing. Look at that thing right beside him. Boom! I wanted to highlight this because I know what it's like to harvest a life-changing plant, something where it shows all your hard work and effort that you put in. And I just want to highlight this for a moment because I know the work that he's put in, and I know that him and his missus are working hard behind the scenes. So I wanted to give a shout out. It helps that we do play Call of Duty together a little bit, and I know what's growing on in his garden. He's actually got a picture of his plant in the upside bottom left, the root zone. Up, bottom left.
Oh, this.
Yep, that one. This with the signature print right there in the bottom. That is epic. I love that, guys. I love that. He is a hardcore gamer, and I'm a gamer too. Huge shout out to 420 Things. Make sure you go follow him and give him a huge congratulations on an epic harvest, guys. Well, Mrs. P, what do you think? Pretty seamless? Couple minutes. Apple had an update.
Honestly,
nothing I could have done with that.
Not gonna lie, went a lot better than I anticipated 10 minutes before the show started.
I kind of agree. It went a lot better than it did 10 minutes
when
before
I
the show
told you
started.
that I think that we should cancel.
She did. She's like, I hate to say this, but we should probably cancel the show. I was like, no.
That was the 5th time we restarted the computer?
At least 20 minutes before the show, yeah. About 95% of the way through, I realized that I didn't have my light back here turned on. That kind of drove me nuts. That's why everything is just weird, off, kind of nice, but not. I got to be straight with you guys. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. You guys are absolute legends. Thank you for making it this long. All 100 of you, 91 people tuning in this late. Thank you guys for tuning in. It was a wonderful episode of Tea with P tonight. You're going to find all the stories posting over on TikTok. Okay, over on my TikTok. Make sure you search at Pigeons420 over on TikTok. We're not going to be posting the clips over here on YouTube. I don't want to do that anymore. I'm going to be posting them over on TikTok, but you will be seeing shorts from the interviews here on the main channel. I might break up the nude segments as a whole. Actually, you know what? Some segments will make it on, but the clips will be on TikTok. Okay? I, sir, have to piss like a racehorse. So I need to get out of here, my friends. I got to thank you so much for being here. You are the legends of the show. I want to give a huge shout out one more time to my patrons. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. Patreon.com/pigeons420. If you're looking for stuff, tiers, anything behind the scenes, whether it's behind the scenes content, personal grow advice, or some grow classes we got growing on, I want you to check it out at patreon.com/pigeons420. Thank you guys so much. I see you, Lacey. Thanks for being here, girl. Thanks, Double A. Appreciate you, Tyler. Wolf, appreciate you. 256 is in the house. Evan, thank you. Thank you guys so much. Big John, Super Coop, thank you. I'm out of here, guys. That's Tea with P. I will see you next week. Peace.